Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And for this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bedmas. Bedmas without fractions. We'll do another video with fractions after this, but for this video, we're just going to focus on the straight rules for Bedmas. Now, just to remind people what everything means here, so let's go with our lightsaber here today. So again, Bedmas, we've got B stands for brackets, E for exponents, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, S for subtraction. So let's label these out. So we've got brackets, exponents, got division, multiplication, addition, and finally subtraction. Now, the best way to show how these rules work is through examples, so let's look at an example. Now, as we go on in this video, we're going to try to make sure that these examples get harder so we can see how we can use Bedmas in different situations. So let's start off with a standard question, like let's say 9 minus 7 minus 6 divided by 6. Now, when we're looking at this question, often the best way I find when I look at Bedmas is to use something we call the box method. Now, the box method, you start off drawing your box from the first number, and you keep going until you get to your first addition or subtraction. Here is a subtraction, so that means I'm going to stop my box here, and this is by itself. Then you continue, once again, keep going. Oh, there's a subtraction, stop. Now, how is this helping? So far, everything is by itself. Well, you're going to see how it helps right now. Over here, again, I start with my box, but over here, oh no, this is not addition or subtraction, it's division, which means I'm going to continue with this box. What I did here is I separated it into 3 groups. So the 9, I'm not going to touch it. You could, but at the same time, you could just take it one step at a time. So let's take it one step at a time. You got the minus coming down. You got this minus coming down, and then over here we got the 6 divided by 6 by itself. I won't do 7 minus 6, I won't do any of that stuff. I do the 6 divided by 6 first, which gives me 1. Okay. And now it's just a straightforward approach. Let's go from left to right. So we've got 9 minus 7, which is 2, minus 1, which is 1, giving me an answer of 1 for my final answer. Now, you don't have to do the box method each time you're doing these. Like, the box method in a question like this is kind of overkill. It's more like better used in like situations where you're dealing with so many different numbers and operations. It helps you to organize your thoughts and to chunk your solutions. So let's see what that means when you're doing a let's say like a bigger question here. So let's say you're going with, in this example, so let's try 8 minus 1 minus 18 minus 2 divided by negative 8. Now, once again, we can start with our box method here. We'll go here. Oh, there's a minus, stop. Boom, there's a minus, stop. This is a bracket, so this is automatically together. But there's also a division here. So when you see the division here, that means this box continues. Now, how does this affect it? Well, you do this in order. So you always do the bracket first by Bedmas. And then once you're done the bracket, we'll see what we're going to do here. So let's see. So equal. You can actually do the 8 minus 1. There's no harm in it. So 8 minus 1 is going to give you 7. Minus, and then here you've got 18 minus 2 inside our bracket, so that's going to be 16. You're going to do that first, divided by -8. Now, once again, if you're doing the box method, well, this stuff is going to be together. You have to do it together. I can't do 7 minus 16 first. I need to do my division. That's where the box helps us in remembering. It helps us remember that certain things can't be touched. So 7 is going to come down, and then you're going to have 16 divided by -8, which is going to give you -2. Okay. Why am I putting in the bracket is so that you remember there was originally a minus out here. Why is that important? That's because now you're going to have to remember. So you have 7 minus minus. The second I see 7 minus minus, remember, two bad things gives you a good thing. In other words, we turn this into a plus. So this really turns into 7 plus 2. Which is 9. And that's our final answer. Okay, so that's a straightforward approach of doing Bedmas. I'm also going to show an example where a lot of people always do a common mistake. Let's take a look at that. So in this third example, you have 8 plus 5, 4 minus 1 cubed minus 10 squared. Now, the most common mistake people make, and remember, what I'm about to write next is not correct. The very first thing people do is they do 8 plus 5, and they say 13, and then they do the 4 minus 1 cubed, 10 squared. Now, this is not right. You can't do that because, remember, Bedmas. This is addition. You can't do addition first. Because what's happening here with the 5? The 5, you don't see anything between the 5 and the bracket. And when I don't see that, automatically I know that this means multiplication. The 5 is multiplying the bracket. So because of that, you can't do anything with that 5 yet until it multiplies. So since I know this, let's erase this because that's the wrong answer. Never, you didn't have to copy it down or anything. Okay. And let's go here. So, sorry, it seems like I was having some glitches here. So once again, if you're going with your box method, which I can't seem to do at the moment, so you're going to go like here. There's a plus, you stop. I keep going because there's multiplication, so this whole thing is together. And then the 10 squared. Okay. Then finally, 8's going to come down. You don't touch it. I know 5 is multiplying, but it can't multiply yet because there is still the bracket that has to be done. Okay. Now inside this bracket, we have 4 minus 1, which is 3, and that's cubed, minus 10 squared. 8 again, I can't do anything with it, but right now I'm going to have plus 5, but then it's 3 cubed, so that's like me saying times 27. Minus 10 squared, which is 100. You can do that. Finally, we do our multiplication first. So I've got 8 plus, you got 5 times 27. So just in case you want to do a quick review here, you can go 27 times 5. You can go straight up if you're having trouble doing it in your head. So you got 5 times 7, which is 35. Carry a 3. 5 times 2, which is 10. So it's 135. Minus 100. Okay. Now you just straight up do your subtractions. So you've got 8 plus 135 minus 100. Personally, I'm just going to do the 135 minus 100 first to get 35. That makes things easier. And then you do 8 plus 35, which is going to get you 43. And that's it. It doesn't matter how hard these Bedmas questions get, our steps remain the same. Always go in the order of brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. And with the addition of the box method, we are always keeping ourselves organized and knowing which ones we should do and which ones we shouldn't do. I hope that's helped everybody, and have yourself a wonderful day.